Hi everyone, in this video we'll be explaining how to create an app using the MIT App Inventor. So the app is nothing but the XN0 game. So first we need to develop a screen for the app, for which here it is written text for label 1, which says that if it is X's turn or Y's turn. Next we have a 3 by 3 table arrangement to input the values, and we also have a reset button by which the game gets reset. Next we have is a notifier button which allows a pop-up if there is a tie or if someone has won the game. So this is all about the screen development. Now we come to the coding blocks. So here first we define all the required variables. So we have 3 global variables here. The first one says that if how many number of turns have gone by. So initially there are 0 number of turns that have gone by. Next is the whose turn is it? Like if first is always X's turn. So we initialize that global variable turn and we simply add an value X. And also we create one winner variable which is simply asterisk because initially there is no winner variable. Now after this we have to set one entire procedure, like whenever the reset button is clicked or the screen initializes, an entire new procedure which is a new game is set up. So for that we need to set the number of turns that have gone by to 0. The first turn is always X's turn, so we set that to X, and again there is no winner in the beginning, so simply an asterisk here. Next we saw here that it is written text for label 1, so instead of that we need that it is X's turn first, so we set that to X's turn. Now next, the most important thing is that whenever the game is reset, the table arrangement shown here needs to be completely blank. So for that, each button has to be created in the list, has to be entered in the list, and that list needs to be stored in the local variable. So once that is done, we set the buttons to be blank after the reset button is clicked. Along with that, we can also change the width percent and the font size of the button, which is randomly given here 30 and 60. So whenever now this entire new procedure gets called whenever the screen initializes or the reset button is clicked.
Okay, so now what we are going to do is that we are going to create a function that allows to check if someone has won the game. So this has one function is that function. What it's going to do is going to check the 3 columns, the 3 rows, and the 2 diagonals. So and it's going to show that if someone has won the game. Okay, so now what is that? It has one function. It's going to see that if the button one, the text in the button 1 is not blank. If it is blank, that is not going to show anything. So it should not be equal to blank. Okay, so the text in button 1 should be not equal to blank. So it's going to call the is winning function. So now what is this is winning function? So the is winning function is going to take the 3 values, the x, the x2, and x. These 3 values are the values that is going to be stored in this buttons. Okay, so now what it's going to do is it's going to check the value in x is equal to x2, and not only that, it's going to check the value in x is equal to x3. So let's say if all the 3 values are equal, that means it's going to show that if someone has won the match. Okay, or if, so it's going to change this global variable to x, whatever the value is stored, if it is x or it is 0, it's going to show that if x has won or 0 has won, or it's tied. So now what are the inputs that this is winning function is going to take? The is winning function is going to take all the winning possible triplet that could be formed with button 1, this button 1. So let here we can see that for button 1 the winning possible triplet will be the row, the column, and one diagonal. So likewise we have here mentioned here it is 1 2 3 1 4 7 1 5 9. Now for button, likewise for button 2 we are going to see the winning possible triplet. As we know that for button 2 it could be the row and the column, but since the row has already been covered in the previous button 1 combination, winning triplet combination, so we're not going to mention again. So the only possible triplet which is left is 2 5 8. And same for button for button 3, button 4, and button here button 5 6 8 and 9 are not mentioned because their winning triplet possibilities are already mentioned in the previous winning triplets, so it's not mentioned here. So now the last one left is button 7. It is one, and its possible triplet which is left, which is not mentioned, is 7 8 and 9. So in this way, this has one function has seen all the possible triplets and is going to print if someone has won the match. So let's move to the other part.
So now a function named onceClicked is coded to change the text once the button is clicked. We need to also check the button condition is blank or not. We also need to update the turn variable, so that is its next player's turn. So if it was X turn before, now it's Y's turn. A function has one is also called so that the winner is known. This function is written separately and then is called in this procedural block here. Now if somebody has won the game, if it is identified with the if else loop here, so the message printer shows game over and the winner. Then a button text called OK is added. We also need to check for the tie condition. So else if is the tie condition. So if num turn 9 and there is no winner, then it's a tie condition. Now this for every button clicked, we need to call the function is supposed to be called every time a button is clicked. So code for all the individual buttons is written here, as you can see. Button 1 clicked, then the function once clicked is called every time we press a button. We will also see this code in the app. We'll see the demonstration of the app.
Here is a small demonstration of the app. So the text for label 1 which was shown in the app screen is now changed to X's turn first, and there is always a reset button at the bottom. So X's turn first and then 0's turn. So this goes on until there is a winner or if it is a tie, and in this case it's a tie. So this pop-up comes, which the notifier button which we added in the screen, that notifier button allows this pop-up if it is a tie or if X has won the game or 0 has won the game. Similarly, if I press the reset button, the game gets reset.